I want to ask you something honest. How many times have you waited to feel motivated before you started working? Maybe you had a goal, you wanted to study English, you wanted to practice, you wanted to do something useful with your day, but you did not feel motivated. You felt tired or distracted or just not in the mood. So you waited. You waited for the motivation to arrive, for the energy to come, for the right feeling that would make starting easy. And sometimes it came and you worked and it felt good, but many times it did not come and the day passed and nothing happened. Here is something important I want to tell you today. Motivation is not reliable. Motivation comes and goes. Some days it is strong, some days it disappears completely. If you wait for motivation, you will have good days and bad days, productive days and empty days. And over time, more empty than good. But there is something more powerful than motivation. It is discipline. Discipline means you do the work even when you do not feel like it, even when you are tired, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. Motivation asks, do I feel like doing this? Discipline says, I do this. Feeling or no feeling with discipline always goes further than the person who only works when motivated. Today's story is about a young man named Jamal. Jamal understood discipline the hard way. This is his story. Meet Jamal. Jamal was 24 years old. He worked part-time at a copy shop, printing documents, binding reports, helping customers with simple design work. He worked 3 days a week. The other days were free. He had a lot of free time, and he wasted most of it. Not because he was a bad person, not because he did not have goals. He had goals. He wanted to improve his English. He wanted to build some kind of skill, maybe design, maybe writing, maybe something with technology. But his free days followed a pattern. He woke up late. He ate slowly. He checked his phone. He told himself he would start studying after lunch. After lunch, he felt sleepy. He rested for a little while. The afternoon passed. In the evening, he felt too tired for real work. He watched something on his phone. He went to sleep. The next free day, the same. He was not unhappy. He was comfortable. But he was also somewhere quietly inside aware that he was not going anywhere. He had a word for his problem. He said it to himself sometimes, honestly. Undisciplined. He knew what discipline looked like. He had seen it in other people. People who worked on their goals every day, not just when they felt like it. People who got up and did the thing even on the days they did not want to. He admired those people, but he did not know how to become one of them. Until he had a conversation with his older brother. The brother's question. Jamal's older brother was named Saad. He was 30 years old. He worked as an engineer and had built his career slowly and steadily over 7 years. Saad was the most disciplined person Jamal knew. He woke up at the same time every day. He exercised every morning. He had studied for his engineering qualifications over 2 years. Not quickly, not dramatically, just steadily. Every day. 30 minutes here, 1 hour there, without stopping. One evening, Jamal and Saad were sitting together after dinner. Jamal told Saad about his free days, about waking up late, about telling himself he would start after lunch, about the days that passed without progress. Saad listened quietly. When Jamal finished, Saad asked one question. He said, "When you sit down to study, do you wait until you feel ready?" Jamal thought about it. "Yes," he said. "I wait until I feel like studying. Usually that feeling does not come." Saad nodded slowly. "That is the problem," he said. "You are waiting for the feeling to start the action, but it works the other way. The action starts the feeling." Jamal looked at him. "What do you mean?" "I mean," said Saad, "that you almost never feel ready before you start. The motivation comes after you begin, not before. If you sit and wait for the feeling, it usually does not arrive. But if you sit down and open the book and read one sentence, the feeling starts to come. The action creates the motivation." Jamal was quiet. "So discipline," said Saad, "is not about being a special kind of person who always feels motivated. It is about understanding that the feeling comes after the action, and starting anyway, before the feeling, every single time." Lesson 1, action first, feeling second. After the conversation with Saad, Jamal sat in his room and thought. He thought about every time he had waited to feel motivated. How many hours had passed while he waited? How many mornings had gone without one useful thing happening because the motivation had not arrived? He had been waiting for the feeling to start the action, but the feeling came from the action. This was simple, almost embarrassingly simple, but he had never seen it clearly before. He decided to test it the next morning. The next day was a free day. He set his alarm for 7:30, earlier than usual. When it rang, he felt the familiar heavy feeling. Not ready, not motivated, eyes tired, body warm under the blanket. He got up anyway. He did not check his phone. He made tea. He sat at his desk. He opened a free English lesson. He read the first sentence of the lesson, then the second, then the third. 5 minutes passed, then 10. The feeling was gone. He was in the lesson, interested, following, actually enjoying it. 25 minutes later, he finished the lesson and closed his phone. He sat back. The motivation had come, not before he started, after. Just like Saad had said, he wrote in his notebook, action first, feeling second. This is discipline. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. I do not wait for motivation. I start and motivation follows. Action comes first. The feeling comes after. I sit down, open the lesson, and begin. That is all. Discipline means starting before I feel ready. The heavy feeling disappears after the first 5 minutes. I test this every morning, and it works every time. Action first, feeling second. That is my new rule. Lesson 2, the same time every day. 1 week after the conversation with Saad, Jamal added one more thing. He chose a fixed time, every morning, 7:30. That was his study time. Not when he felt like it, not after breakfast if he happened to feel motivated. 7:30, every day. This felt small, just picking a time, but it changed something important. Before, every morning started with a decision. Should I study now? Maybe after breakfast? Maybe after I check my messages? Maybe later? Every decision was an opportunity to say no. And most mornings, by the time he had checked his messages and eaten slowly and felt a little tired, the decision had already been made without him realizing. The answer had become no. But when the time was fixed, there was no decision. 7:30 meant study time. That was the rule. Not a question, not a negotiation. He just did it. After 2 weeks of the fixed time, he noticed the habit was becoming easier, not because he felt more motivated. Some mornings he still felt heavy and tired, but the decision was already made. The only thing his body needed to do was move to the desk and open the lesson. And that, just moving, just opening, was small enough to always do. He wrote in his notebook, same time every day, no decision needed, just the habit. Daily English sentences, repeat after me. I choose a fixed time and I study at that time every day. A fixed time removes the daily decision. No decision means no opportunity to say no. The habit becomes easier when the time is always the same. I just move to my desk and open the lesson. That is enough. Discipline is built into my schedule, not left to my feelings. Same time every day. That is my system. Lesson 3, the hard morning. 3 weeks into his new habit, Jamal had a very hard morning. He had slept badly. He had an argument with someone the evening before. He woke up at 7:30 feeling tired and irritated and completely uninterested in English. He lay in bed. The old voice came. Just today, it said. Skip just today. You slept badly. You had a difficult evening. You deserve a rest. Start again tomorrow. The voice was very reasonable, very kind, very convincing. Jamal lay there for a moment. Then he thought about Saad. He thought about what Saad had said. Discipline is not about being a special person who always feels motivated. It is about starting before the feeling every single time, every single time. Not most times, not the easy times, every single time. He got up, he made tea, he sat at his desk, he opened the lesson. He studied for 20 minutes, not his best 20 minutes. His mind wandered twice. He had to reread one section, but 20 minutes of real study happened. He closed his phone, he wrote in his notebook, hard morning, bad sleep, studied anyway. 20 minutes. This is what discipline looks like. He read it back. He felt something that surprised him, not pride exactly, something quieter. He felt like a person who kept his word to himself, even on the hard days, even when nobody was watching, even when he had a very good excuse to stop. That feeling, he realized, was what discipline actually felt like from the inside. Not exciting, not dramatic, just solid, quiet, real. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. I study even on hard mornings, especially on hard mornings. The voice says skip today. I say not today. Every single time, not just the easy times. 20 imperfect minutes still count. I keep my word to myself even when nobody is watching. Discipline feels quiet and solid and real from the inside. Hard days kept are worth more than easy days kept. Lesson 4. 2 months later. 2 months after his first 7:30 morning, Jamal sat with Saad again. He told him about the 2 months, 60 mornings, the same time, some easy, some hard, some days 25 minutes, some days just 15 when life was genuinely difficult, but all of them real. He told Saad about the hard morning, about the bad sleep and the argument and the voice that said, skip today. Saad listened. When Jamal finished, he smiled. That morning, Saad said, was more valuable than any of the easy mornings. Jamal looked at him. Because, said Saad, anyone can study when they feel good. That requires no discipline at all. That is just motivation. But studying when you feel bad, when you are tired and irritated and you have a good excuse, that is where real discipline lives. That is the morning that built the habit more than any other. Jamal thought about that. And your English? Said Saad. Is it improving? Jamal thought honestly. Yes, he said. I can feel it. Not dramatically, but genuinely. I understand more. I read faster. Some words that used to confuse me are clear now. He paused. 2 months ago, I was waiting for motivation, he said. Now I do not wait for anything. I just start. Saad nodded. That, he said simply, is discipline. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. 2 months of discipline built something motivation never could. Anyone can work when motivated. Discipline works on all days. The hard mornings build the habit more than the easy ones. I can feel my English improving. It is real and it is mine. I do not wait for anything now. I just start. 60 mornings. That is what consistency looks like. Discipline is the most reliable tool I have. Final words. The person who shows up. Jamal's story is simple. He was not special. He was not born with unusual discipline or unusual willpower. He was just a young man who learned one thing: action first, feeling second. And from that one thing, a fixed time, a daily habit, 60 mornings of showing up, his English improved, his confidence grew, and something changed in how he saw himself. He was no longer a person who waited to feel ready. He was a person who showed up every day, not perfectly, not dramatically, just showed up. Maybe you're listening now and you recognize the pattern Jamal had: waiting for motivation, good days and empty days, goals that stay still because the feeling does not always come. I want to give you one simple idea. Choose a time. Pick one time, tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, any time that works for your life. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however much you can honestly commit to. And at that time, every day, study English. Not when you feel like it, at that time. Do not negotiate. Do not ask yourself if you are motivated. Just open the lesson and read the first sentence. The feeling will come after. It always does. And one day, after many quiet, undramatic, consistent mornings, you will sit somewhere and realize you became the person who shows up. And that person, the one who shows up every day, always in the end, gets where they are going. See you in the next one. Stay calm, stay disciplined, and show up every day.